and that's a good way to actually draw a picture of what people are assuming, because it's very hard for them to keep it all in their minds. So you draw it out. You draw out the sequence.
Yeah.
Now, there's usually for me, like, there's also a fork in the road, right? Because this is a tough one. Is that you can start thinking about and actually start developing what they call personas. I mean, the old personas and
Yeah.
customer segmentation. I try and avoid segmentation and stuff because I'm an ex-marketer, and it kind of really pigeonholes people. I like to think about the human being. So therefore, personas is probably useful, but I've also seen personas being overbaked like crazy, right? Like, I mean, this person is like going to Switzerland for holidays, eats flipping croissants, but that's all cool, right? But it never gets used again. So I sometimes, like, it depends on the team. Like I'll probably get spanked now by all the design people, but a recent project that I'm working on, I actually avoided using personas completely, and we kind of just mapped all the results on empathy maps, for example. Like you just create like kind of this pseudo persona, and then you take them through the journey. It kind of also, it's kind of something I've stolen from the event design process. It's like, how can you kind of contextualize that? But if it's a more complex program and there's subsets, so for example, there's different kinds of people in a department or different kinds of customers, then it starts making sense to actually develop personas or perhaps archetypes, for example, and then making sure that you develop a journey for each one of those, right? Because you can go down a solid rabbit hole sometimes with these, because you're going to end up like 4 or 5 journey maps.
For just a little double click for the people who are watching who have never heard about that stuff. And believe me, there are people in corporates who are
I'm guilty,
like myself before. I've never heard about that stuff as well. So just giving a high level of understanding of why this is important at that point in time. So we went from doing an analysis of this is the problem, digging deeper and understanding it. Then we looked into what are the different expectations and what is the team, what are the different team roles, and then understanding of the stakeholder, of the customers, whatever the problem is. And then you're using different tools after they come back. So you went out with them doing research, interviews, whatever. And then you're using different tools to analyze the insights. So how, just giving a couple of people who have not been into that themselves ever, and even maybe don't want to, but just want to have the problem solved, give them an understanding of why this is important.